So you want to launch a product, an online course or a physical product, or you want to just start your own online business and you just want to know how to launch your product or your service. So I'm going to actually show you step by step how to do that in this video. But I just wanted to take you upstairs into my office so we can sit down and I'll show you the exact steps. Let me just get my tea ready here. Good way to start the day. Nice cup of tea. Okay, so here we go. So the question is, how do you launch your own product or service? And I know it's going to be one of those, sigh moments, but it's really important that you first decide what is your why. Why do you want to launch a product? And the reason you want to know that is because you're going to have days that are not going to be quite as easy as others. And that why is what's going to keep you motivated and on track to achieving that launch and achieving that success that you desire with launching your business or your product. So let's have a seat here in my office. And let me just put my tea down and set you up. All right. And I put together a little book here. I'm going to walk you through the steps of how to launch your business. We'll go over this in just a moment. I want to share this with you. It's a special strategy. But for right now, let's just talk about how to launch a product. So the first thing that you're going to need is, in order to launch a product, you need to have a list of people to launch a product to. You're going to need to have people, visitors to launch to your product. And you want to aim for about 300 visitors that convert into leads that you put on your email list so that you have enough people to launch your product or service to actually see the results that you're looking for. And so we do that by creating what is called an opt-in. And an opt-in is it's a web page that is designed for you to ask for their email in exchange for you giving something of value that they can then use. And the way that you get these 300 people to your opt-in is you're going to actually use social media and other ad strategies. But if you want to start off with free traffic, we're going to use social media and Google as our way of getting opt-ins to give us our email address. We're going to do that through Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Google. And I'll show you how to do that later on. So this is our opt-in page. Let's just put that like that. And our aim is to get 300 people to opt in into our email list so that we have enough people to launch our product to. The opt-in is then going to move people through what we call your funnel. All right, so your funnel is sales are at the bottom here. This is our end goal, what we're striving to achieve. The opt-in is actually in around here. All right, these traffic sources, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Google, and so on, to get these 300 leads, actually go into the top of your funnel. And you do that by creating free content that is going to be of value and make them want to know, like, and trust you so that they then give you an email address in exchange for another free gift. And that gets them into your funnel with the purpose of the funnel to bring them down through your sales process, your sales page, to make those sales. So that's a very basic idea of how the system works. But what I want to go into detail is how to create that. So we're going to start with our opt-in page, opt-in, and we're going to go down into our sales page. And I have a special example for you to show you what kind of a sales page is going to be the most effective for you. And then that drives down into the sales. All right, so let me just switch over. I want to first show you the old way of creating sales. So we used to drive our traffic directly into a sales page. But by doing this, we didn't build that know, like, and trust. We didn't give any free value. And people got used to seeing these really long sales pages. And they would just scroll their way all the way to the bottom of the page and look for what was the price. because they knew that there was going to be a price at some point. And in this sales page, all they were given were reasons why they needed to buy the product. But nowhere in here did we solve their problem. And when you solve a person's problem, that's how you build up know, like, and trust. So after they looked at the price, then they would decide whether or not it was going to be worth it to bother reading your sales page. Then this gentleman came along, and his name is Jeff Walker, and he decided to take this sales page structure, which worked but wasn't as effective as it could be, turn it on its side and break it into 3 sections. But he did something even more. So what Jeff did is he took the pieces on their side, presented them as 3 product launch content pieces, with the purpose of these pieces to build, know, like, and trust. And the way he did that was, instead of in these pieces to simply say what you're missing, what your problem is, how the product is the solution, which is the old way of doing it, and it wasn't as effective as it could have been, was instead he started solving their problems right along the journey, building up know, like, and trust before sending them finally to a sales page that had a specific open cart time frame, and it would close at a certain time, and that would create what's called scarcity. And when people know something is going away, they're more likely to buy, especially if they've first been nurtured with really great, valuable content. So he would still drive traffic from Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Google, and so on into his opt-in page. And that was in exchange for an email address. But the giveaway that he was giving away in exchange for an email address were these 3 content pieces here. It was a promise that within these 3 pieces, their problem would be solved. And he's really brilliant, because what Jeff did, because he realized, look, if I just solve their problem completely, I'll have nothing to sell, right? If you want to launch a product, you want to launch it because you want to sell it. So what he would do is he would take their first concern, their first problem, have them opt in to go to a free masterclass, or they call it a masterclass or a lesson or a training. And in that first training, he would answer that first problem. And then he would, in that, do what he calls his PS path. He would create the next problem that the solution to that first problem created. So let me give you a product launch example. So for an opt-in, let's say you like baking cakes. So you're looking for a cake recipe. So you opt in to find the yummiest sponge cake recipe. By the way, if you look that up, you'll find my recipe on YouTube. Anyway, you opt in for that yummiest cake recipe. So you found this first lesson that would explain the yummiest cake recipe. After you got the recipe and you understood how to do it, then the next question is, well, what icing should I use for this recipe? So that would lead you into that second piece of pre-launch content. And in that one, you would then give the icing recipe that complemented that cake recipe. But then the next question the next problem that it created was, it's such a good cake recipe that maybe they wanted to make this for a family member or friend, and they needed to transport the cake. So in this third product launch content strategy, we would create a video showing them how to transport their cakes. And then maybe the next problem from there would be, people would love their cakes so much that maybe they wanted to start decorating cakes for other people. And so your sales page could then be about this cake decorating course. And this sales page would be open only for a short period of time, and then it would close and the opportunity would go away. And so that is a very simplistic version of how product launch formula works. There are, of course, many more assets or factors in here. We need to learn how to show them the opportunity that building of this cake in this example would be, we need to show them how to actually step by step create those recipes at home and create that icing for themselves. We need to give them ownership of the concept of, wow, my cakes are so good. I see myself having a business doing cakes over here. Let's give another example. Let's say that your opt-in has to do with teaching children about money. So maybe your opt-in is that you have a little cartoon that shows children how to separate their money into 6 magical piggy banks. Again, if you look that one up, you'll find my video. And so they give your email address in exchange for this cartoon that would teach their kids how to manage their money effectively. Then in that first piece of content, then we would go over, well, how do we get our kids actually excited to learn about money? We show how wonderful it would be if our children were real money masters and in control of their money, and they weren't constantly treating the parent like an ATM bank machine. Then after we get the child excited, the next problem would be, okay, so now that we've got it excited, how do we find ways that our kids can make their own money? And so in this second thing, we would actually give valuable information, ways. Maybe they could have a lemonade stand. Maybe they could create an online course teaching other kids how to do special soccer tricks, something that would make a way for kids to make money. Then the next problem would be, well, how do they manage that money effectively to create financial freedom for themselves so that once they leave the nest, they don't ever have to come crawling back home to mom and dad in order to take care of them financially. So in this third product launch content piece, we would teach them about leverage and compounding interest and creating passive income. But then we would have the next problem, which would lead to our ultimate product of, well, these are all well and fine, but how do we get our kids to understand these lessons for life? How do we get them to really appreciate and not appreciate, but model these lessons for life? And we do that through storytelling. So then we have a page over here that sells our Teaching Children About Money course that uses storytelling to teach all of these lessons and activities, to walk them through all of these lessons. And we open it for just a couple of days and then we close it, or we take a part of the value away at the end of the closed cart period so that there is scarcity. So you've built value here, and then you've created scarcity here with a solution, the ultimate solution to the ultimate problem that they really want to solve. So that is just a quick summary of how we would use product launch formula. The next piece that I wanted to give to you as well is I wanted to show you, well, how could you get free Google traffic? So free traffic so that you can build up your email list for those 300 people so that you have enough people to launch to actually make sales on your first launch. And what I like to use is the power of YouTube, because YouTube is a search engine. It's owned by Google, and every time somebody does a search on Google for whatever it is they're looking to solve, then it will first always show YouTube videos as an example. And there is not a lot of competition with ranking on Google with your YouTube videos. And the beautiful thing is you don't even have to be in the video. So don't worry if you're camera shy. We're using it as a free marketing strategy to get our leads into our opt-in to create this know, like, and trust. And the beautiful thing is we're already building know, like, and trust. And what we're going to do is on YouTube, we're going to create 10 videos. 10 videos with the purpose of each of these videos going back to this opt-in. And the beautiful thing is we're going to set this up in an email system so that every day they get told to come and watch this video, and then they get a little hint about the next day's video, and then the next day they get told to watch this video and they get a hint about the next day's video. And each one of these pieces of content actually create true value. You're helping with a small thing. And these videos only need to be like 2-3 minutes, 10 minutes. Honestly, it's whatever time you need to give the content that you're giving to help is what you would do. So in my case, with the cakes, for example, I could show how to crumb coat your cake in this video. I could show how to create marshmallow fondant in this video. I could, and so on and so on and so on. Something that is related to the system. With the teaching children about money, I could create a video around goal setting that then relates to the bigger goal setting that's going to be over here. I could do a video with a little bit about saving and then the main saving banks that you want, which would then lead to the cartoon to teach the kids about the savings to go through the funnel. And then over here, maybe I give a handful of ways that kids can make money, maybe just one or two. And then it would lead them through here when they have that money, how to organize it and then bring them through the funnel and so on. You get the idea. And the beautiful thing is that because we're sending emails every day, leading them to the next video, Google is now seeing that your videos are actually getting a ton of traffic outside of YouTube and outside of Google. And therefore Google thinks, I need to promote these videos. And then YouTube will actually start recommending your videos. And this is how you drive free traffic to your product launch that you're doing with Jeff Walker's product launch formula. All right. And the really nice thing is I want you to have a look on the screen now and see here. So I have a gift for you for going through to check out Jeff Walker's product launch formula system. He's doing a free live training. It's a 3-day training. It'll be recorded as well. So if you can't make the live, then you can watch the replays. But if you're able to join live, then you have your questions answered live as well. He only launches this one time every year. So you want to make sure that you get in. And if you're too late, put your name in the waiting list so that at least you're going to know the minute that he opens up the launch again. And what you're going to do is come to this page first, which is amandavandergulik.com/PLF. And then you get to claim $3,488 in PLF bonuses, so product launch formula bonuses from me, because I want to help you do what I was showing you on the paper. I want to help you build the free traffic so that you can get your 300 people on your email list so that you're ready to launch your business and ready to have the success that you deserve. I believe you deserve to have a prosperous, successful online product launch. And so go to this page, amandavandergulik.com/PLF, where you can claim these bonuses, and then you'll be redirected to Jeff Walker's training. Now, if you're not interested in the bonuses, you can still go to the same page. And at the bottom of the page here, there's a link. You can just go directly to Jeff Walker's masterclass. But you may as well get the free training on how to get free traffic from Google and YouTube. And I've got a couple of other gifts in here as well. One of them is how to start an online business. So if you haven't thought yet of what product you want to start, then I'm going to help you find the niche, what product you want to sell, how to validate, make sure that there is a market for that product, how to set up your website. I'm also going to give you access to a 100% free website builder so that you can create those pages that we talked about when I showed you in the book. All right. And then I'm also going to give you my goal setting and achieving them course to help with your mindset, because you need to stay focused. Like I said at the beginning of this video, where the biggest goal is, or the biggest obstacle you have, is your why you want to have a successful online business. And so I'm going to help you set up your why in a way so that you'll actually achieve it, and it will keep you motivated to be successful. I hope you found this really helpful. And again, head over, register for Jeff Walker's training. It's going to start very shortly. And again, if you are too late, don't worry, put your name in so that you will get notified as soon as his class opens again. Okay, and then in the next video here, I'm going to go deep into the inside of Jeff Walker's product launch formula course. I'm going to show you exactly what's inside and how he trains you. And I'll also go inside all of the bonuses for you so you can really have a deep look at that. So I'll see you in here.